Okay, I want to kind of take a break from Ashley Walters and Ashley Morgan and go back to the root of the whole problem, which is Evan Wood and Esme Bianco, the Phoenix Act, and the whole thing that they did for Congress and the Me Too movement and boo, 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 all that. Because, I mean, everybody's into right now thinking that the last two people, okay, the file, including Ashley Morgan, that was on the cover of the magazine. I'm not even going to name the magazine anymore. And I'm not going to buy it again. They're getting so much attention because they have the most gruesome, nasty details. But people seem to forget, or maybe I was forgetting, that the one who started this, and I don't know why she started it, unless we can go into like personality disorders, revenge. She definitely was not looking for money. Evan, a big agenda, Me Too, conspiracy, you name it. She did what she did. It doesn't work for me to be dwelling, or for any of us to be ruminating and dwelling on the same thing and oh my god, poor Manson, oh my god, poor Johnny. But it maybe would just like look to the past, their past, and it can help us understand, and even doing something little like a YouTube channel or sharing different YouTube channels or sharing different Instagram pages. There's so many good ones for Manson and for Johnny. Maybe, it could be a little bit of a difference. Maybe. So I'm trying to go into her past. Because if you're going to judge Manson because of his past, they're talking even about, he was mean to his mom and all that, or he was the Antichrist, that he was in the Church of Satan in the 90s. Okay. If you're going to look into his past, you're going to have to look into hers as well, and the stupid, dumb things that she said on interviews herself, and nobody's putting a gun to her head. And I know I made a video about this early before, but it was live and it was really long, so I'm just going to try to make it, I don't know, maybe like not more than 30 minutes. So I found this is from Vanity Fair, the same people that are giving her and the other girls right now a lot of clout and a lot of support. But back in the day, when it was cool to see Evan Richard Wood and Manson together, they were backing that up. Evan Richard Wood was just trying to be Rose McGowan. That's what's happening. Rose was always edgy. Rose was edgy before she was with Manson. And that's kind of how they hit it off. Because they were both, even if she is an actress, they were both from different worlds, but at the same time, very similar people. So I think Evan was not trying to copy Dita Von Teese. People got that wrong. I think Evan was trying to be the next Rose McGowan. And, just kind of break free through the whole, blonde, blue eyes, wholesome girl next door from North Carolina, and be edgy and get more edgy roles, which it happened. So I'm not saying thanks to Manson, because she's a good actress, obviously, but it helped her image for those, since 2000, from 2008 to 2009 and a half. She was all over the place, and not because of the projects she was doing, but because she was with Manson, and they asked her about Manson in every interview, and it seems like she just wanted to talk about that. You see interviews during the whole year of Manson, and he says, there's an interview that he says something kind of messed up, that he said, well, I was calling her every time, and every time she didn't answer, I would call myself. Okay, he did that. He said we don't know he did it. He said that he did that. He made an interview like that once. She made so many. They are completely ridiculous and contradict everything that she's saying right now. So I went back all the way to Vanity Fair 2008. I couldn't believe this. I mean, I was reading this before, like I said, on a live video, I don't know, about maybe 2 weeks ago, but reading it, this is bothering me. Sorry. I'm so tired, but I'm trying to look a little bit not that grabby for a video. Okay, so I'm just gonna start right away. I'm sorry if I keep pausing. I'm gonna try not to pause, but it's really hard because she's so obnoxious. So she's saying in Vanity Fair 2008, I do have an obsession with the Nabokov book, which is Lolita, right? I collect heart-shaped glasses, have about 50 pairs, don't know, maybe more, and I used to dress up like Lolita all the time as a teenager, right down to the one sock. I was hardcore. Okay, she's saying this. She doesn't know, she did not know when she was saying this that she was going to make this whole conspiracy later, right? Obviously, but she was very young when she did this interview. She was with Manson. I think she was like 20, maybe. But she said she was dressing up as Lolita since she was a teenager. A teenager is 12 and up. So, you know, even if she's going to pull the whole North Carolina and she's from the country, whatever, teenager's a teenager everywhere. So she was reading the Lolita book. Her mom was not happy. She was homeschooled and she was collecting heart-shaped glasses, right? Then Vanity Fair person said, did that freak out your parents? Lolita is not exactly the most wholesome role model for a teenage girl. This is before Manson. She was not homeschooled when she was with Manson. She was homeschooled before. Like, you know, if you're homeschooled, my kids are homeschooled. So, I mean, we do this at home, and then there's like certain state test you have to pass, and then you are able to actually graduate by 15 if you really try. So she was with him at 19, so she was dressing up as Lolita probably at 13 or 14 years old. That's what I'm thinking. This is what she's giving me here in this interview. This is not made up. This is Vanity Fair, so I'm going to take it as face value. Right? I'm going to comment. Okay. Yes, my mother was a little worried when she realized I was reading it up and loving it so much. I was homeschooled since the 7th grade, so I didn't have the required heading you usually get in public schools. She's so full of shit. She's trying to say that she didn't have the books because she didn't go to school physically. She didn't have the books. First of all, I homeschool kids, and I'm telling you that's bullshit, Evan. Homeschool doesn't mean that you have to read what is around. You go and you get the same material that you would read in school, but you read it at home. So for her to say that her mom didn't have anything but Lolita is insulting to her mom and to anybody who's ever been homeschooled. You're homeschooled, you're getting the same books, the same packages, and the same information, the same curriculum that you get if you actually physically go to school. So for her to say that I was homeschooled, so I had to read messed up, dark novels like Lolita. She had to. Okay, so every homeschool girl reads Lolita and collects heart-shaped glasses. No, and there's nothing wrong. See, there's nothing wrong with any of this. At the moment, I don't know if I'd read this, and I probably was like, oh, what a cool chick. It's wrong because what she's doing now, the wife, there's nothing wrong with this. It might be kind of like, now what do you want your daughter to do? But, they're going to express the way they're going to express themselves. And this sounds like this was way before she was with Manson, because she was homeschooled. She was with Manson at 19. She was homeschooled between, I think, 10 years old and when she graduated. So, girl. Okay, so, yeah. The mom was mad. I will be mad, too. Yeah, she said she didn't have the books, the real school books. I got to choose which books I wanted to read. Oh, you got to choose. So when my mom noticed that I picked up Lolita, it definitely made her nervous. She was like, I don't pay all this money so you can be reading trash like that. Mom, I agree with you. I was like, come on, Mom, it's just Lolita. It's a classic. She sounds like the most obnoxious teenager. No, teenagers, it's like their job to be obnoxious. Sometimes, not all of them. But she sounds like a nightmare to have for a kid. Like, I can see her like rolling her eyes and going like, Mom, I'm reading Lolita. There's nothing wrong with it. Yes. Do you guys ever read Lolita? It's kind of boring, but it's a good book. Watch the movie if you want to skip the book. Lolita is about a narcissistic teenager that destroys this older man's life. He is pervy and he shouldn't be with her to begin with. Okay, he made a mistake, but she is not an angel. She's not a saint. Lolita is a very complex character, and it's a good movie. So, but the matter she's quoting is so much, and Lolita is textbook narcissistic. So I don't know. And she seems to be so attached to it. It's like if I talk about Harry Potter all the time, everybody in my house loves Harry Potter. And then I go like, well, my favorite character in Harry Potter is like evil, darkest wizard. And then, you'd be like, well, that's your favorite character. And I'm like, no, I was not into that at all. Well, what are you doing? Like, yes, you were. That doesn't make you, for, let's say, a man, let's say my son, when he's older, he wants to read Lolita. Okay. It's not going to make him dirty. And it's not going to make my daughter, if she reads Lolita, a crazy, average will person. But this added up to all that crap that she's been doing is really like hard to ignore all these red flags right here. And I feel bad for her mom. I really do. I don't know about her dad situation, but her mom for sure. Poor woman. Okay, so then she said, I grew up around adults. Everybody that, did you notice like celebrities or people that make a lot of mistakes in life, they say, well, I grew up around adults, so I didn't know what I was doing. It's such a cliche and such an easy way out. I grew up around adults too. And it doesn't make you into this dirty thing because everybody around you was older. And it doesn't make them dirty either. There's this notion that she was very confused about the whole thing. She's still confused, it seems like. But I was a teenager, she said now, and I was a struggle. So it's a struggle between the two. I was, in many of my roles, I have an intentional Lolita quality in the movie she was making. A reference that reflects back to the obsession with that book she has since she was a kid, not 19 and not because of Manson, kid. Okay, my mom will say, I'm not paying all this money. I already did that, so you can stay at home reading that trash. Yeah, I agree. To spy her mother would begin dressing like Lolita every day, down to the sex icon trademark heart-shaped glasses. Yeah, Lolita's a sex icon. It's a really messed up thing, but it was different times. It was in Europe when this was written. But Lolita wasn't really a good girl. Lolita destroyed this guy's life and everybody's lives around her mom, everybody. She was a narc big time, and she was sick in the head herself, and you end up kind of feeling sorry for her as well. She's not this femme fatale that just messes with guys her age, like Marilyn Monroe, whatever. She's like flirting with all these guys that are like her age or maybe a little bit older. Lolita and Evan had a lot of things in common, and besides the hardship classes, there's a level of manipulation and knowing exactly what a guy wants, or what you think a guy wants, and just give it to them. And women have so much power, and we don't realize the power that we have, and it's a lot of comes from this sexual thing, but a lot of it comes from just having emotional intelligence, if you want to call it that. So not only we have this sexual power over people in general, but we should not abuse it. But we have it. But it should not be abused. We should not abuse our power, but we have it. And then we have all this gut feeling power and all this intuition. And then we have beauty, mostly. And then we have brains. It's not so hard to be a woman. I really disagree with a lot of feminists these days, okay? Maybe not in the 60s or the 70s. I wish we were in the 70s right now. They will laugh. The feminists leaders in the 70s will laugh at this chick. They will be like, really? Really? So you're whining because some guy tell you what to wear and just like throw you in the bed? Really? But these days, everybody is so hypersensitive. That's what I say. I wish we were back in the 70s. It seems like people had a tougher skin. Maybe it's the internet, maybe it's drugs. I don't know what the hell is going on with our generation of people, but it seems like everybody's super sensitive to certain cases. You know, you have politics and racism and things that really, really fucked up. They're happening to people right now. But then you have Me Too, and you have Time's Up. I already talked about Me Too and about Time's Up, and I already said that I believe 100% everything that Rose McGowan put on her book. That I have it like right there. Like, I believe. And I know for a fact, this didn't happen to me, but it happened to people that I know, that Harvey Weinstein did all these things. He's 100% guilty. And then I know there's some other ones like Kevin Spacey, Ben Affleck. There's some people that didn't really help the situation. But Harvey's guilty, period. So I believe everything that Rose McGowan said. But the problem is, like, once they did that and they got Harvey into, not jail, but into whatever situation he was into, and Charles Defense, like, he said that he was a sex addict and all that bullshit. Then Rose kind of took a step back, and then everything else that happened is not her fault. People seem to think that Rose McGowan is the inventor of the Me Too movement and Time Is Up. She was in it for like a year, and then it got really I think it got to a snowball effect that she, because she's a smart person, she was seeing that this is going to be out of control, and she didn't want a part of it anymore. And the only reason she made the video about Manson is because she got pressure, and it's politics, and I still think so. But I'm deviating myself because I think Rose McGowan and Evan Rachel Wood are really related, because I think Evan was trying to be Rose. That's what I think was happening. Be edgy and be, and well, he was engaged to Rose, that he married Dita, and that he was engaged to Evan. So Manson is this person that they're talking about like he's this dog, that he sleeps with everybody. If you think about it, the guy had 2 fiancés, 1 marriage, long relationships. That's more than a lot of rock stars that we know. He seems like a relationship type of guy. What you think? What do you all think? I think that he is. Not because he said so that he is, but I think, what he tells in his music videos, the stories he tells in his lyrics, it might sound like, no, he's not. He's the god of fuck and all that. In reality, we always see him with one girl, a woman, until 2011. Then this whole thing started where he was like sleeping with the wrong people and letting all these weirdos inside his apartment, and that was a disaster. But I mean, until that moment, one girlfriend here, fiance, marriage. From his past, I mean, he doesn't really have a really bad reputation of being a womanizer. He's not George Clooney or something like that, Jeez. It's sad that there's some people, I mean, obviously not me and not you, if you've been watching me, but it's sad that some people, maybe young people, are going to see him as this monster. Hopefully people in their 30s, 40s, 20s, we have the internet, and we have this, and then we can do research. I already know this about him. I'm not saying I don't have to do research. We've been doing research for a long time. I've been on this even during the whole Johnny Depp thing. I was already looking into Evan Rachel Wood and Esme Bianco even before. But I'm saying that it's really cool that we have the YouTube community, and we can share things, and even if a channel has only 20 views, it doesn't matter. Just share, and share on your Facebook. Send to your friends. Check out Greta Aurora's channel. Listen to what she has to say about her experience with Manson, that, you know, it was just a weekend, but there was nothing. She saw nothing. And she has experience with psychopaths type of men. And her experience with Manson was amazing. Check her channel, because now more than ever, she's always been important, but right now she's so relevant. Because that freaking bitch, Ashley Walters, put Greta on her filing for court. She didn't say the name Greta, but what she talked about is Greta read it and she's like, oh my God, that was me. And that is such a low blow, to just get somebody else that doesn't even have your approval to use them for your benefit. And that's, Greta is not a victim. Greta is everything but a victim. She's like the opposite. So go check out her channel, if you haven't. I'm sure you haven't. If you haven't, and share it. Share her channel. Share everything that you feel that it might make a difference into, you know, the people that you know that might still think that men are a bunch of pigs, and they are sometimes, and sometimes they're not. We gotta stop thinking this way. We really, that's what I'm saying. Now, if we go back to the 70s, that type of feminism, they will just laugh. They'll laugh at this. They'll be like, really? Really, girl? Like, really? Oh my God. So you went in, so the house was cold and you couldn't eat and you were tied up? Ooh. Like, really, they will laugh. It would just be kind of cool to time travel and show this to the brave women back then and be like, oh, that was feminism. This is not feminism. This is just a hybrid between liberal agenda and mixed with politics, mixed with, let's not talk about COVID, let's talk about this, which we are right now, mixed with what happened to Harvey Weinstein and taking advantage of that to get somebody down, mixed with Johnny Depp, Amber. And then I really do believe that if Amber wasn't successful with the Sun and all that UK trial, this probably wouldn't be happening. They would not be milking it so much. So it's Evan's fault, it's Amber's fault, it's the system, it's New York Magazine, LA Times, New York Post, Washington Post, People's Magazines, TMZ. It's all these people that ever back them up. So let's not think it's like, oh, well, these 5 girls are taking over the world. Then the media, no, it's not just them. There's a bunch of people, but they're the faces of it, and that's pretty shameful. Grew up around adults, yeah, all this stuff is bullshit to me. So despite her mother always, she kept reading Lolita, right? Okay, so she says, despite my mother, I keep dressing like Lolita every day, down to the sex cycle. Every day, dress up like Lolita, walking around New York every day. That's a lot. Anyway, she says, my apartment is covered with different kinds of hardship glasses. My goal was to bring them back. My apartment is covered, so this is in present time, so this is like 2008. My apartment is covered with different kinds of hardship glasses. My goal was to bring them back, or is to bring them back. You want to bring them back, hardship glasses. Okay. And then you say the Manson told you to wear that. But you want to bring them back really bad. Anyway, so this is important, okay? You can just look for Vanity Fair 2008, Rachel Wood, and oh my God, and she has her brunette hair and she's trying to be all edgy. And this is the stupid shit that she says. And nobody told her in that moment, like shut up. This might just come back and bite you in the booty later. Nope. There was no PA, nobody that told her, don't say that, don't say those things, you look like an idiot. Not only you look kind of like pervy and dirty, but it's also kind of stupid to just like box yourself on that Lolita thing. Like it's a good thing. It's like, oh, I want to be like Mother Teresa. Okay, my Mother Teresa was pretty awesome, right? Oh no, I want to be Lolita. Why? It's kind of nasty, and she was a bit of a little monster. So I don't know. I mean, did you have actually read the book? You know, I felt like maybe she just like read some parts of it. If you read the whole thing, watch the whole movie, you see she's a little bit of a little monster in a lot of ways and psychopath. So she got, her whole apartment was heart-shaped glasses everywhere, right? So, and then she goes into our guy right here, right? Marilyn Manson helped her with the, excuse me, with this not only by writing an ode to his young them love called hardship glasses, but by directing a controversial video. That video is just fine. I guess on the moment it was controversial back in 2008. Controversial video for the song Hardship Glasses, where Manson and Wood erotically, sexily devour each other in a sea of crimson blood. Manson has claimed that Richard Wood's role made her the highest paid actress in a music video ever. She didn't do it for free, even if this was her boyfriend. I'm not saying that you gotta do things for free, especially if you're an actress. You gotta make money out of acting, right? But she's the highest paying actress ever in a music video. So that's kind of smart cookie of her, right? And he's saying it like all proud. He's saying it proudly because in that moment he was proud of her, and he was proud of what they have. It seems like in that moment, then he went and said that he wanted to smash her head with a hammer and all that. I don't blame him. But in that moment, he was so proud of her. He really was. He wouldn't, say, oh, she's the highest paid actress. He wasn't proud of his girlfriend. So I think he was, and that's kind of sweet. We just made it into something that we could be creative, fulfilled by, and totally proud of. Again, they were proud. She was proud of what they did. He was proud. She was into it. She was proud. And we can laugh about it too. Evan says, with a smile, I'm a thrill seeker. Oh gosh, she's so obnoxious. Oh my goodness. She said, I'm a thrill seeker, so much of it for our own enjoyment. So yeah, you did it for yourselves, and you did it for yourself and your boyfriend, but you got paid so a lot of money. She said she's a thrill seeker. Thrill. She does it for the thrill, the rush, just like Lolita. Narcissistic, just like Lolita. Manipulative, just like Lolita. Pretty, beautiful, young, just like Lolita. Anyway, so Manson met there when she was 19 years old. 19. She's trying to say now that she was 18, but we got so many magazines saying that she was 19. So it's like, come on, she was 19. I know it doesn't. A 19-year-old young woman is still not all in the head. Our brains don't develop eventually until we're 25. Probably in cases of men, probably 30. No, I mean, men and women, we don't. It's not good to do drugs when you're so young. You can do them later because your brain isn't developing until you're 24 or 25. So she was 19, so she wasn't that all there, but that doesn't exclude her from the fact that she manipulated him into this. She lured him into it, and she was proud of it. In this interview and all the interviews, she talks about it like she's proud of it. Like when you're with a guy and you're like, oh man, like we rock. We're like, so they're both proud of that relationship. So I don't understand what I do. I know why is it being done, but. And that was from Vanity Fair magazine in 2008. That was enough, right? I should cut the video right now, but that's not. There's more. Yeah. So there's more, but that one really got me. Of her saying about the collecting hardship glasses and telling her mom to go fuck off, that she's gonna read the book anyway. But that was way before Manson because she was being homeschooled. You're not homeschooled at 19. She was already reading the book. She was dressing up as the girl in the book. She admitted, right? And this is somebody who she says that he was telling her what to wear. If she wasn't wearing that, he would make fun of her, which I probably will believe in a different situation. But on this situation, I don't. I really don't. I'm sorry, Evan. Like you keep saying until you're blue in the face, but I'm keep finding these interviews of her on Instagram, on Google, and I can't believe it. I really can't. I mean, I can. I have to believe it. It's believable now. So, there's more. Nightly magazine in 2010. That is weird, because 2010 is the year that Ashley Walters said that she started working for Manson. Esme Bianco said she was with Manson. Ashley Morgan said she was with Manson. So Manson was cheating on Evan with all these people, or vice versa, or they were not together anymore, or they were on a break. I don't know. But it seems like 2010 was like the deal breaker, that if they were together, they would stay, or everything was shitty and they broke up. They broke up at least once, and then they went back again. And I remember being a person who likes Manson, and I like her too. Back then, I was like, she's so cool. Like, she's such a good actress, and she's edgy and all that, and she's beautiful, and he's awesome. So I was for it. I really was for it. I thought it was great. I didn't think the difference of age was the problem, because I saw her happy in interviews and such. So that's what, when I saw the Phoenix act and all that, I was so confused. I was like, well, wait, this is to be Marilyn's ex-girlfriend. So, I mean, and like they're saying right here, they're both proud of making a music video. They're both enjoy it, and they're proud of their work. Then in Island 2010, she says, dating Marilyn Manson is kind of impossible to keep that out of the spotlight. He had a hand in raising me. Exclamation point. He had a hand in raising me. This doesn't allude to like anything physical, like spanking, or like, a hand, not a hand physically, but it's a metaphor, like he got it. Like I can say, like, I grew up with my grandpa, he had a hand in raising me. It's just the same thing. Manson had a hand in raising me, right? I'm always gonna love that guy. He's a genius. He's an amazing artist. We're still friends. Some things are just not meant to be. Okay, so September 2010, she said that they were not together anymore, but she still said that about him. No hate, no vengeance, nothing. She said good things about him, even if they were not together anymore, which is, something that people usually don't do. So they were not together anymore, and she said, he had a hand on raising me. I'm always going to love the guy. He's a genius, blah, 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 and all this, right? Genius, 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 genius. There's another one in 2011. 2011, this is way after the fact. It's called Goth Girl Gone Wood. Journalism just are so stupid, like a tongue-in-cheek, cheeky joke right there. Everett Wood on movies, Manson, and being bisexual. Oh, there you go. Bisexual. When she couldn't get more attention from being with Manson because Manson and her broke up, then she became bisexual. I'm not a homophobe. I have a lot of friends that are gay, bisexual, everything, you name it. But I think that just like her and Amber did the same thing. I think banking on your sexuality is kind of gross, and you can do your work. You can do charity work. You can go to the march. You can just like a lot of you don't have to say it. It's kind of gross to be always, oh, well, I gave this money for this charity, whatever, because I'm bisexual. I'm doing this parade in West Hollywood because I'm bisexual. No, just do it. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. There's something that Evan is she has a big ego because she has to say absolutely everything that she does all the time. Just like Amber. Amber makes sure that she told you, oh, I volunteer in the Children's Hospital for 10 years. She wasn't even in LA for 10 years when she said that. So much bullshit. But it's never it never goes, it's supposed to be anonymous. Like when people do charity, unless you're Angelina Jolie and you just do all this big stuff, it's really hard to keep it under the rug. But it doesn't supposed to be something that you're gonna exploit and milk. The same with just being bisexual. Doesn't make you a better person. Just makes you bisexual. So I hate when they both, Amber and her, anybody like that in Hollywood especially, they use that as getting awards and getting badges of honor because they like girls more than boys or vice versa. I don't like it when guys do it too, okay? But I don't remember any guy actually exploring that. Maybe back in the day, musicians, like David Bowie, for example. David Bowie was super sexual. he was super sexual. He was bisexual, then he wasn't anymore, then he got married, then he went back to be bisexual. David Bowie was doing things in the 70s that Evan didn't invent this. I would say the people that put sexuality, bisexuality, and gay sexuality up there and made it mainstream was Bowie, Prince, Michael Jackson was kind of like always in the closet, but Bowie for sure. And then with the females, Madonna. It was Madonna. I remember having the book Sex. The name of the book was Sex. And I was, I was 18 years old. And I had the book. My mom didn't care, right? Just like, it's just like her mom. Her mom cared. I wish my mom cared. My mom didn't. And I was like, I saved all my money, I don't know, for a few months because I wanted that book. I love Madonna, because I was a dancer. So when you were a dancer, you love Madonna because she's the best on that. And so I save money for this book, right? I get the book. Dude, there's like chicks and boys and chicks with boys and Madonna sitting on that some dude that looks like he's 85 years old. Evan and Amber didn't invent it, the flair of being bisexual. They'll bank from it, but they didn't invent it. I'm not saying Madonna invented it, but Madonna was doing such a controversial stuff and such a controversial material, just like David Bowie, 30 years ago or more. So stop it. Like, really, it's annoying when somebody thinks they are like pioneers on something and they're reinventing the wheel. When I think about David Bowie and then I think of Madonna, then I think about Amber Heard. And if I was gay or bi and those people are representing me, Amber Heard and Everett Wood, oh, like, seriously, dude, like, I will not be, I'm like, I don't know you. But back then, if my representation in mainstream was Madonna or David Bowie, like, hell yeah, those are good. We don't care what Madonna did after that. Madonna in the 2000s, she went nuts. She started doing yoga and went crazy. But I'm talking about those were the pioneers, Bowie with his makeup and his glitter and his hair orange and the weirdness that we didn't know he was an alien or a woman or an old lady or a guy. Amazing. So if I was gay, that would be my model right there. It would be David Bowie. If I had to pick somebody, not Evan and not Amber or all those people from the new generation, the millennials of Hollywood, because I think there's a lot of money involved. I don't think David Bowie or Madonna or all those people were doing it for the money. They're just doing it because they were being themselves, and it was selling, and it was shocking, but it was because they couldn't do it any other way. That's the thing with artists. I just don't think that Amber is a good actress or is a good artist. I don't think Evan is an artist either. They are scandalous artists. They're so high into this victim mentality. When was the last time that she talked about Westworld, the TV show? When was the last time? When? Because all I see from her for the last year or so is all about how horrible all this stuff is and how men and time is up and all that. Why she doesn't talk about her job? Why she doesn't talk about her son without naming it, without showing you don't have to show a picture? Why she doesn't talk about being a mother? I think there's only one interview that I found that Evan talks about being a mom, but only because it's beneficial for her in that moment to make herself look good. I mean, having kids, it's like so cool, and if you're famous and people are asking about your kids, that's like, why would you not want to talk about it? She keeps that very private, and if she was a private person in general, all right, cool, but she's not a private person. She's talking about knives and getting cut and getting tied up, so she's not private on anything. Why she doesn't want to talk about her son or her other movies or her other TV shows, their TV, like in general, about books, theater, plays, her family, North Carolina, say something else. not just keep milking this for the years to come? It seems like. Okay, I just want to read that one. When she says she collected heart-shaped glasses since she was like 11 years old, because then you listen to, go and do it, so I don't have to go listen to her declaration in Congress, and she's like, oh well, if I didn't dress up like this, he will yell at me, he will call me names and humiliate me and all that stuff, which is it will suck if it happened. I just don't think it did. In my opinion, I don't think it did. Okay, she did another one for Nylon magazine. These Nylon people were in there back in the day. Cover story, 2008. Okay. This week takes over to September 7th when our cover star Avery Wood talked about Marilyn Manson, her then boyfriend, Across the Universe, the movie she was making, and being a real life Alice in Wonderland. She loves that shit too, and it's like, what? Like you have all these obsessions, Lolita, Alice, and you know, they're all girls. They go through all this shit, but the girls, and it's like, you're not. Why are you representing yourself as a girl so much? You're a woman. I mean, like, she needs to knock it off with the whole "I was a girl" thing. I was like Alice in Wonderland. I was like Lolita. They're both not that innocent. I mean, if you really think about the stories, especially of Lolita, I don't buy it. Anyway. No, I totally believe that she was into Lolita. This is how she cooked this whole thing to get Manson. We know, let's be honest, men like younger girls. Okay, most of the times, this is a 50-50. And she played on that. She just played on that. She knew exactly what she was doing. There's no victimhood on that. So Tuesday afternoon, the lobby of the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. Oh yeah, I'm gonna skip all this because this is a bunch of ass kissing from the journalist towards her and how she looks so good. Well, she looks like a 1960s wife. So obviously this is when she was with him. She got the cute dresses and the red lips, and it was beautiful the way she was dressing. And I don't think it was dictated by Manson. I think she liked it herself. Period. Jeez. And she was skinny. She was always skinny. She wasn't like, you know, chubby or curvy. And then when she was on Manson, she was sleep deprived and food deprived, and then she lost 20 pounds. She has always looked the same to me. I don't see any difference through the years of her body. The woman was called in the Roosevelt home. She's in the process of moving in with her boyfriend, singer Marilyn Manson, and they're staying at the hotel until they find a place to live in LA. Right? And she talks about Across the Universe, which is the movie that she made, musical, about the Beatles, musical Across the Universe. I'm sorry, this is a tablet, but it's kind of, it's just too bright. I don't know, I can't read it well, it's too bright. So, somebody made a comment. When Wood and Manson first went public with their relationship at the beginning of the year, it was anything but awesome. He was twice her age, and his wife, Dita Von Teese, had just filed for divorce. So not only that, but she also is a homewrecker. Sorry, somebody got to say it. She's a homewrecker. Period. Maybe. Okay. I thought even in the moment that she was a homewrecker, but I thought maybe it's not meant to be with Dita and Manson. So maybe Evan going in is not. It's kind of like destiny. Maybe it's meant to be that way. But it's kind of like curious that they start like hanging out as friends supposedly, and then Dita, Christmas Day, she puts all his stuff out. And she leaves the cat inside, and that's it, and files for divorce. It's like, I don't know if it's a coincidence. I think it's homebreaking, I call it. Yeah, I am judging. I'm being judgmental because Evan is judging all of us. She's putting all of us in the same basket. All women are the same. We all suffer through the same thing. She is the poster of bisexuality, domestic violence. I don't know. She's Caucasian. Otherwise, if she wasn't, she would say that people are being racist against her. She can't say that because she has blonde hair and blue eyes. But if she wasn't, she looked like me or whatever, she will bank on that too. She will bank on anything, any victimhood that she can bank on. And any type of social injustice she can bank on, she will do it. And if she's not done with, I think if this doesn't work, the Manson thing is not working, she's gonna jump into somebody else or something else. Kind of like had the gut feeling that's what's gonna happen. Oh, they're looking for a place to live. The parent was seen as more evidence of Anson's shock tactics. Oh wow, okay. And thought Evan only all the long-term relationship had been with actor Jamie Bell. Sexual precociousness on her part that appeared evident in her movie roles. Talking to Wood, thought it became clear that this isn't the case. It seems like fate, she says. I wasn't supposed to go out that night, and just by chance, a friend of mine invited me to the Chateau Marmont, which is where everything happens in LA, we know. Chateau Marmont, which is doesn't make, it's not a dirty place, okay? Chateau, you can pay like $200 and you can stay at the Chateau Marmont for one night. Celebrities talk about the Chateau Marmont. It's like, oh my God, everybody lived there. Lana Del Rey lived there. Courtney Love was there for a few months. Well, a couple people died there. Comedians died there from a heroin cocaine overdose. John Belushi died there. At the same time, it's a place that when people don't have apartments, they kind of stay there until they find a place to live. It's not that strange, and it's not that dirty, and it's not that edgy. It's not. I mean, but in her freaking head it is. So they went to the Chateau Marmont that night because a friend invited her, right? So it's fate, destiny. I never go out. Okay, maybe she doesn't, or she didn't. I never go out, but it was after a photo shoot and I was all done up. And I thought, okay, well, all right. We both get nervous around a lot of people. I don't know who the girlfriend was, but I don't know. We were kind of hiding in the same corner. I think I was sitting in the balcony and he came up to me because he was worried that I was going to fall off. Manson loves to talk about weird shit, and he never mentioned that, something like this. I don't know if this is true or not, but anyway, she goes on to say that they were friends for a while, yeah, right, when he was still married. But then I slowly grew to realize that they had many things in common, interested and different, and tastes in common. It has so much in common that it was a little scary. Ooh, you have so much in common, Lolita. We never have to explain anything, she says. He can say something or say something, and we automatically will get it, like telepathy. I believe that. And that's really nice when you find somebody who needs no explanation. I believe that too. Then maybe if he was doing things in bed that you didn't like, how come you didn't read his mind when he was doing that? And how come you didn't say, hey, I don't feel okay with that? How come if you guys were so in tune with each other? So it's not 47 minutes. I never do this right. Anyway, so I asked Evan if it was also scary because she knew that she would be getting into some scandals. I've always been a really private person, never big into tabloids or anything. Well, in the past, right? But just I knew it immediately when you get into something like that, not only because he's very famous, but because the relationship is so strange to so many people that it's going to draw attention. That was the whole deal. She said she was not with him for money like Amber with Johnny. This is a totally different animal right here. Attention. She says, it's going to happen. And you just have to think, is it worth it? ? And yes, it absolutely was. Is ever hard, it's not because of anything that's going on with us. If it's hard, it's not because of anything that's going on with us. So it's not his fault if things are hard. It's because of dealing with everybody else. Even after everything that we kind of had to go through, I'm still happier than I ever been. Even prior to the scandal, Wood had a reputation as a crow, edgy girl among Hollywood. I don't know if she did have. Oh, because she did the movie 13 and all that. But did you read what I just said? I know I talk fast, but did you read what I just said? Did you heard it? She said if something was going on wrong in the relationship, was not their fault. It was somebody else. So Manson and her were like this, and they understood each other very well. So if something was wrong with somebody else's, wasn't Manson. And wasn't Manson's kinky, weird sex life or not. It was somebody else making them feel bad and making a scandal out of something that she said that it was so natural because they were able to read each other's mind. Uh, what can I, what else can I say about her? I mean, I just keep this. Another one in GQ magazine. I'm gonna open it up. She says, "Look, if somebody can watch the video, hardship glasses, and said, 'Whoa, I feel less weird now,' then that's great. Somebody got to stand up for the freaks." She really thought she was saving the world. This is not a time up sexual harassment thing. She was already there thinking she was saving the world for the goth and the freaks and the weirdos out there like me. I did so many things like that, and I didn't save the world, but I helped so many people because they were weird, and I'm weird, and we were weird at the same time. But you're not saving the world, you're just doing the right thing in the moment. So she thinks she was saving the world with the video because they were kissing in a rain made of blood. Somebody have to stand up for the freaks. She sounds like she's like 12. I know she was like 20 in this thing. She sounds like she's 12. We talked like this for almost an hour. We mostly incredulous and would, even most exuberant. And she say things like, "When we first met, he took me up to the roof." No. She said that they met at the Chateau Marmont, and she was in the balcony, probably smoking a cigarette or joint or whatever. And Manson went and said, "Are you okay?" Okay, he thought she was gonna fall off. Here she's saying she doesn't even know what the hell has happened. She's saying that they met on the roof. They took it to the roof to shot pellet guns with a BB gun. No, I see, because she's a homewrecker, she cannot get her story straight. Even back then, she couldn't, because if you are with a guy who's married, right, and the guy is still married, but you're kind of like with him, and you're gonna have to think about what you're doing, because in the future you're gonna come up with these weird events, and then the wife, in this case Dita, she's gonna be like, "Oh, so that day that you were on the roof, up on the roof, you were talking to this chick." So she keeps lying because she lies so much, even before Me Too and all that. She was lying from the beginning. Says she got this married dude. I'm not saying Manson is not guilty of cheating or whatever, neglecting Dita or cheating on her. He's guilty of that. Yeah, he shouldn't have done it. Jerk. But she's not innocent. You know, she is Lolita, not an innocent girl at all. But I love how she changed the story. It goes from like the balcony in the Chateau Marmont to his house up the roof with a BB gun. Completely different thing, right? And if it doesn't work out, I will never blame on the fact that he's Marilyn Manson. Okay, people will be surprised at the kind of healthy, loving relationship we have. And this is really important, this part. If it doesn't work out, I will never blame it on the fact that he is Marilyn Manson. Is that a bomb or what? I ask about their home life, and then she talks about how much he snores. She's trying to sound like little cute little wife. He snores so much. Oh my God, he wakes me up because he snores the house down. He snores when he sleeps. Big deal. I asked her about the music video, the one with the sex and the blood, and Evan explains this. What inspired it? Evan says, "We made it for each other." Yeah, bullshit. You were the highest paid actress in a music video ever, or at least in 2 decades, and then you say you made it for each other. We made it for each other. I just wanted to show that it's okay to have a different weird ideas about romance. At the end of the video, we're kissing and it's raining blood. And for me, that was one of the most romantic moments of my entire life. Really? That person is going like the way, but I will say the same thing. Really? Evan says, honestly, because that's how we were feeling at that time. Even though ugliness can be all around you, oh yeah, you can literally be in a thunderstorm of blood. If you look past that, it really is just two people holding into each other. It's a good video. It's a good song, kind of. And it's a good video. But she's making it sound like she did freaking Shakespeare. She's making it sound like it's Romeo and Juliet. It's just a fucking music video for a fucking rock song. Get over it. I mean, seriously. Whatever. They did it for each other. Okay. Even if she got paid a lot of money. You know, it's the same thing with the sex scene at the end. If you're going to have a sex scene, that's what it is. This is really important right here. When you are with someone and you in love, that's usually what happens. It's not always soft. Sometimes if somebody's screaming or whatever, when you are with somebody and you in love, usually things can happen. It's not always soft. Sometimes somebody's screaming or whatever. Come on. And she did not know the kinky aspects of what he was liking, or at the moment he liked or he doesn't like. I'm so confused about that, if he liked bondage or fetish or not. But I think he did, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. But right here she's acknowledging the fact that sometimes it's not soft. You take whatever you want about it. I know what she meant, right? We know. And then it's really important here. The soft part is here, but this is very important what she said. If it doesn't work out, I won't ever blame it on the fact that he is who he is. It's sad. And there's another one. She said, everyone is so worried. I just highlight this, so I'm kind of trying to find it. My eyes are tired. Everyone is so worried that I'm losing myself on him, but really I'm finding myself. I've never been more comfortable in my own skin. Evan, what the fuck? Seriously, I don't know. I haven't seen many videos going after her in this way. And there's so many people on Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna just shout out to those people because they're awesome. So I got this from, and they know it, I Am Chaos 1. Then you have Stand By Your Manson. Those are really cool. Stand By Your Manson. Chaos 1. Exposing Amber Heard is another one that sometimes they talk about Manson a little bit. Stand By Your Manson is the best page on Instagram because they're the ones that post this like past interview stuff, and they are debunking all of them all of them. Then Connor Cards 99, of course, love her, but she also has a YouTube channel, we know that. But she has her own thing too on Instagram. Then there's somebody else, Marilyn Manson Defenders on Instagram. Very good people right there. Mr. Trickster 88, which is the guy who posted this awesome picture of Manson 2 days ago in LA. We know it's him because of the hand tattoos. It's him in LA during the daytime, walking around. That really made me, I don't know if where he's going or where he's coming from, but the fact that he's out, it's really cool. I mean, I was, some people, including me, I was start thinking the worst, but maybe it's a good thing. He was just out. I don't know what he was doing, but it don't matter. It's not my business, but I'm happy to see him out. What else I'm missing? Narcissist Evan is a very good one. It spells it spells like that. Narcissist Evan, alright? Narcissist Evan. Follow those people, they're amazing. And they're pretty much focus on Evan more than anything, and Esme, and they don't talk about Amber and Johnny, and not because they don't want to. I think it's because it's just Manson is innocent. Manson is innocent is a big one. They're all good and they're all big. I'm just saying their names. I don't expect anything back because I steal from them all the time. Not steal, but those interviews, I found them on Google and then I saw them on Instagram, and then I didn't want to print them because I couldn't print them. So I saw Manson Defenders and Stand By Your Manson. Oh, Pathological Propaganda. That's really good. Pathological Propaganda. So I started going like, wait, I was reading this back in the day when I thought, well, this is kind of a cool couple, Manson and Rachel Wood. And now I'm reading it here from the Instagram for people that are like, we're reading this in a different light. Back then, I was like, okay, she kind of destroyed his marriage, but she's a cool chick. So it's weird how you go from, it's really strange. It's not that strange, it's called growing up. This is like years and years ago. But now I I see her for what she is, and she was always Lolita. She was always trying to get him, and that's what she did. And instead of just being proud of it and say, well, fuck it, I did what I did, and just go after the people, all the people that abuse her, all the people that she knows that are abusing people, because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of men and women that abuse people, not just Harvey Weinstein. Don't even think about it's just Harvey. It's a lot of them. And instead of going for them, she's going for the guy who she said he had a hand in raising me. And then that part of the soft thing is very interesting when she said, when you're in love, things will happen. It's not always soft. Somebody might be screaming. What did she mean by that? I don't know. Leave me a comment and tell me what do you think that she meant by when you're in love, it's not always soft. Somebody might be screaming. Does she mean arguing, screaming in the kitchen, throwing pots and pans like Amber, or screaming in the bedroom? And what she talks about is not always soft. She knew it was not always soft. So when she goes to Congress and she says that she didn't know that he was a drug addict, an alcoholic, she didn't know that he was into kinky stuff and submissive, power exchange type of relationships. She didn't know. It's really weird, like, 'cause she's all over the place before, years ago, saying what I just said. It's not always soft. Somebody might be screaming. Like, it's either you or him screaming. You either are submissive and he's dominating you, or the other way around. And he's screaming and you're spanking him or whatever. What did she mean by that? It's not always soft. And then when she said, if it doesn't work out, I won't ever blame it on the fact that he is Marilyn Manson. He's amazing. He's a genius. He had a hand in raising me. Didn't lose myself. I found myself. Never been happier. Oh, and the most important part. Reading Lolita since she was 12 years old, had hardship glasses in her house in North Carolina before she was even here. Here or in New York, I don't know which one was first. And her mom saying, I don't pay for books so you can read that trash. Her mom, I like her mom. If that's like, man, somebody should interview her mom to see what did Evan have on her walls when she was a teenager. I'm pretty sure they were posters of Manson, maybe Kurt Cobain, Manson, just people from the 90s. And I am pretty sure there was hardship glasses everywhere. And Lolita, even if her mom thought it was trash, I also think it's kind of trash, by the way. And I don't think Lolita is innocent. So she represents herself as Lolita. Back then, she found herself in this Lolita narrative and this Lolita outlook in life and Lolita outfits and all that. And it's not really something really positive, even. It's not. And now she is like the poster for domestic violence and for being bisexual and for... it's always like trying to change the world. It's always trying to save the world. When they made the music with the blood, hardship glasses for the song, she said, we made it for each other. Somebody got to stand up for the freaks. See, if you notice, even back then she was arrogant. Her ego is so big, just like Lolita's. And thinking that video, first of all, Manson wrote the song, not you. Second of all, you didn't direct the video. Somebody else did. You just went there and kissed the guy and just make a little cute face. You didn't make it. Actors don't understand that they don't make things that much. When they talk about their craft, and I'm like, you were just in a trailer and then they call you for makeup, hair and makeup, and then you went and shoot it. Don't talk about it like you created it. You really didn't create it. You went there and put your face in there. And I like the video. It's an awesome video, and she did a good job. But for her to say that somebody got to stand up for the freaks, we did this video so the freaks won't feel so alone, I don't buy it. And I never seen Manson saying that about that video. He's not that dumb. I never seen him saying that about the video. Going like, oh yeah, we made this video. Somebody had to stand up for the freaks. Me and my girlfriend and I made this video. No, he talked about the video. Actually, he hasn't ever talked about the video. He talked about the album being that she was the muse of the album Eat Me, Drink Me. But he doesn't say like, oh, we're doing the world a favor by putting blood on ourselves in a video. He's been doing that for a long time, right? And it's just after what I've read, and after you could just go and there's so much more. Oh my God, there's so much more. But those are the ones that got my attention, like Heart-Shaped Glasses, Lolita book, story. Like you met him at the hotel on the balcony, or you met him in his house, and you went up to the roof with a BB gun when the wife wasn't there or whatever. Like it's just weird. It's hard to believe you, Evan. So to me, she's been lying for a long time, I think, and she either is a total psychopath or she really believes her lies, and that's very dangerous. Because if she really believes her lies, she's gonna go with it until the wheels come off, until the end. If she really believes what she's doing is the right thing. So instead of talking about Ashley Walters and Ashley Morgan and Manson, the case today, I decided to talk about the root of the whole thing, which is her and Esme. But Esme, I'm gonna do another one on Esme. I think I made like 5 videos on Esme. I don't know. I mean, I think Esme is interesting because of her background and bondage and fetish, and she's interesting. But I don't feel. I feel like she was a bit of a copycat. She was like, "Oh, Evan is doing this, so I'm doing this." So I wanted to just kind of like bring light to Rachel Wood's past and her Lolita obsession and all that, and then we can talk. They're gonna talk crap about him. When this goes to court, they're gonna talk about the cocaine and the pornography and the music videos that he made. But so then we kind of have to talk about her and her past. And it's not an innocent thing to say, well, I was 12 years old and I was reading Lolita every day. My mom hated it. I collected Heart-Shaped Glasses. It is innocent if I say that, but not if I said, 10 years after that, go like, well, I didn't know what I was doing. I was forced to wear this clothing. So it's really fucked up. Anyway, I'm going to make some tea, and I'm going to probably make another video. I don't know, but I want to make this one. I want to make 30 minutes. It's been an hour. But it's been an hour. It could be 5 hours because there's so much BS. Anyway, thanks for watching me if you are. And if you want to make a comment, or if you want to send me a private message, if you feel like you can't say something in the comment because it's too political, just do it. Just send me a private message, because I think the most that we communicate, the better. And there's people from all over the world that get on YouTube and watch. Not me, I'm nobody, but the big channels, and this is kind of how I got into the whole Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing, when I thought that she was innocent, that he was guilty. And then I started watching YouTube and I was like, whoa, wait. Oh, wait, what? So I thank God for that Umbrella guy and Lost Beyond Pluto and all these people that were really super cool, and there still are. Because if it wasn't for them, I really believe what TMZ was telling me to believe. So it's good to ask questions. It's good to be curious and do your research. Get on your tablet, get on your phone, type it up, and it's there. The thing is, it's so crazy because even if Esme and Evan are gonna want to wash this away from the internet, I love the internet because this stuff is there forever. You can delete your Instagram post, you can delete your Twitter, you can delete all your stuff and move to Africa and not touch a computer ever again. But we have this with us, and on us too. So it could be dangerous too for your life as well. But it's cool that we can you can put Vanity Fair, Evan Richard Wood 2007, and you get it. You can put Esme Bianco, Esme 51, is the video as maybe Uncle doing bondage. You'll get it. Don't be scared. You're gonna might take it to Pornhub. Just saying, it's pretty gross. But I think she's kind of gross. I don't know. I think Evan would. I think Evan was pretty. I mean, but Esme, yeah, it's out there, and it's an awesome thing that we can do this type of either videos or people. Some people do podcasts because they don't want to show their face. I really don't care. I I'm not afraid of saying any of this, and I think more women have to. I know it's hard. It depends your age. I'm too old to care. The people that know me personally, they know my feelings about this, so it's not like they're gonna be like, oh my god, oh my god. So I really don't care. I think it's the right thing to do. Share your videos, share this video, share your videos. Talk to your girlfriends about it, talk to your wives about it, talk to your, it depends if you have kids. Little kids, don't. If your children are old enough, talk to them about it. Talk to your son, talk to your brother. Be like, dude, if this is happening to you, have you been abused? Are you in a situation that you've been manipulated into something? Because I think that the most we open the dialogue, the less the men are going to end up in this type of situation. Famous or not, we're talking about these two guys, Johnny and Manson, because they're famous. But trust me, it's happening right now. Some guy's getting a bunch of pots and pans thrown at their face right now, somewhere. And it would be good if somebody comes out in Congress from the United States to the world, but at least maybe just on the States, it will be good. And we can get like different type of rules and guidelines of what is abuse and what's economical abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, psychological abuse, physical. I mean, I know girls, not me, but I know girls that beat the shit out of their boyfriends. I mean, I know it's possible. It was so stupid what Amber said. Oh, you are twice my size and I'm 100 pounds. You can do some damage if you're 100 pounds because you are tiny and fast. So for women to think that they cannot hurt men because men are physically supposedly stronger, that's more of the BS that we've been fed, and I don't buy it. I bought it, but I don't buy it anymore. And everybody that I've talked to actually doesn't believe these women either. The women I talk to are on Johnny's and Manson's side. So it's interesting what's going on. I don't meet a lot of. I don't know. I don't like. If I know guys, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, those two bitches." But it's interesting that the women that I know my age or younger, or way younger than me, and some older than me, we all agree that this is a big snowball effect and a big, I won't call it conspiracy, but they have their own agenda, and it's a big mindfuck towards men. So share videos, your video, my video, whatever. Talk to each other, talk to me. Ask questions. All right? Don't believe everything you said. Don't believe everything I said. Don't believe everything that TMZ is telling you. Don't believe the Washington Post. Don't believe LA Times. Just don't. They're full of shit. Seriously. Like, you've seen what they've been doing. They catch one bad guy, Harvey Weinstein. Okay, they catch that one bad guy. But they have not done anything good since then in regards of this. They're going against Johnny, calling him names. New York Post said Marilyn Manson, the disgraced musician. That really hurt my feelings. I was like, what the fuck? Now name calling? Like, the guy hasn't even been on trial yet. Name calling already? It's messed up. So, yeah, fuck that. I am not buying that stuff again. People Magazine. But People Magazines are the same publication that gave Amber her first close up show with the bruise. It was them. So they're in it. They're all in it. Anyway, talking so much ranting, but all this stuff is, to me, is valid. So if I have to say it out loud over and over, it's good for my head to just get it out. Okay. And if you're still watching, thank God. If you're not, then go back and watch the beginning. The first 30 minutes of my video is when I break down the whole Lolita, Evan Richard Wood. And nobody seems to read about this stuff, so that's what I did it. And I'm gonna keep making more videos of her because I think that it's a spiral, and she is the core of the whole thing. And then it just went like that all over the damn place. And thank you. Be back later sometimes. Stay safe.